Hey guys! So, we definitely have some more Black Moon energy to talk about today. Some shadow side issues are maybe some dominant themes that we are still navigating. And it's really interesting actually because today is our very last day of our new moon in Cancer cycle that has been playing out over the course of the last 4 weeks. We have our new moon in Leo tomorrow. But this new moon in Cancer cycle, you guys, was very much characterized by the Black Moon. The sun and the moon for our new moon in Cancer were in a 1 degree orb conjunction to the Black Moon. And so these Black Moon themes, these shadow side issues have really been quite dominant in the field throughout the course of this entire month and actually the month of June as well. But this is coming to an end. This is coming to a close. And today, for our very last day of our new moon in Cancer cycle, we have Venus and the Black Moon coming into an exact alignment, an exact conjunction in the sky. So we've got more Venus and Black Moon energy to talk about today, you guys. We also have the moon in Cancer making a whole bunch of aspects to planets, aspecting the nodes, aspecting Pluto, aspecting Neptune, some intense, powerful, like deep, changeable transformations going on within our emotional body today, maybe sort of an aspect or dimension of what is playing out. And we also have Mercury forming an exact trine to Chiron in the sky today. So there actually may be some type of healing process that is facilitated in one way or another coming through today as well. So let's get into our chart for the day, you guys. Let's look at this energy for our last day in this Cancer new moon cycle. We've got the new moon in Leo tomorrow, and we are heading towards a really big conjunction that is coming up on the 31st as well. Mars, North Node, and Uranus. So let's see what is going on today in this buildup of energy that is leading to this climax next weekend. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Wednesday, July 27th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me till the end of the report, we're also going to be talking about some tarot cards that came out in conjunction with the astrology, like we always do, just to give us, a more well-rounded overview of what is playing out energetically from more than one modality. So we're going to talk about tarot too, but we're going to start with astrology. Let's start at the top. First of all, we have some carryover going on from yesterday. If you watched my report yesterday, you know that I talked a lot about the dynamic between Venus and the Black Moon coming together in the sign of Cancer. And that's because yesterday we had these two planets only 1 degree apart, but the moon was in conjunction to them as well, really sort of emphasizing or triggering the interplay between Venus and the Black Moon, the dark and the light sides of the feminine, both sides of the feminine, the dualistic feminine nature sort of intertwined, integrated, fused yesterday alongside of the moon, the maternal feminine energy, feminine dynamic as well. So we had a very, very feminine energy oriented day yesterday, and this is carrying over a bit today. We still have an emphasis on this feminine energy going on. We still have the moon in the sign of Cancer. We today, have the Black Moon and Venus coming to the exact same degree. And again, this is happening in the sign of Cancer, which is a very receptive feminine sign, rules the mother, the home, the family. The moon is ruled by the moon, also ruling the mother, the home, the family, the womb. And then, like I said, both sides of the feminine sort of on the same page, interwoven and integrated in their expression. Just because of this alignment that we have going on right now. And again, like I mentioned in my intro, it's very synchronistic to me, just very interesting the way that this is playing out, because if you've been following my channel, over the past couple of months, June was a huge Black Moon month, you guys. We started the month of June 1st, and we ended the month of June 30th, with the moon in a conjunction to the Black Moon, and then the sun in a conjunction to the Black Moon. And then for our July lunar cycle, our Cancer lunar cycle, the new moon in Cancer, that began with the sun and the moon both in a conjunction to the Black Moon. And whatever energy is present at the new moon is what is really unfolding and carrying us through the course of the entire lunar cycle. And here we are today, coming to our last day of the Cancer lunar cycle for this year, and we have another exact alignment going on with the Black Moon, but this time it's Venus. Venus and the Black Moon, they're like sisters, you know what I mean? Like both sides of the feminine energy on the same page and united. And it's interesting because, I always say whenever we're dealing with triggered or activated Black Moon energy, The black moon rules our shadow side. It rules like our subconscious programming and like the deeper, darker aspects of our emotional body and our psyche that we don't really see or understand a lot of times, or even are aware is existing within us. And as a result of that, it can create a situation where we are actually sort of being like subconsciously or unconsciously controlled by this very powerful subconscious force that we are unaware of even existing within us. And as a result of the lack of awareness that we have to it, we don't understand the ways that it is sort of manipulating things behind the scenes in our own reality and what we are attracting into our lives, what we are experiencing, the relationship dynamics that we find ourselves in as a result of some of these maybe like unresolved issues or subconscious issues, or these algorithms that we've developed based on experiences that we've had and just the state of our vibration internally. And like, this is what the black moon, when we have black moon activations, is trying to bring us into an awareness of, trying to help us gain an awareness of where our own subconscious, unseen, hidden programming or issues or trauma responses or toxic emotions are pulling us out of our power, are keeping us from being able to essentially co-create our reality with God and universe in a way that consciously suits us. When we have unresolved black moon issues that are being triggered, or unresolved or acknowledged subconscious programming, a lot of times we are sort of like walking around like little wind-up dolls or like little puppets under the like will of this powerful subconscious force that is bringing us these experiences and these interactions and these relationship dynamics in order to help us gain an awareness of these issues going on within us so that we can see them, learn about them, heal them, release, integrate, like purge, purify, and essentially like master our own mind, master our own issues so that we are no longer being sort of like controlled by an algorithm running within us that's goal is to like bring us more essentially of what we've already experienced, because that's what we're resonating with and that's what we're comfortable with, whether or not that is in alignment with what we actually desire for ourselves from a place of consciousness. If we want to be able to consciously create the trajectory of our lives and draw in opportunities that match and mirror the truth like of our heart and of our soul, instead of the truth of the traumas that we've gone through and the programming that we've acquired and the vibration that we are matched to as a result of that stuff, then we have to gain an awareness of these deeper, darker issues, of these darker sides of our psyche, of these more like toxic emotions and attributes about our own self so that we can see them. Shining the light of awareness dispels the darkness, dispels the illusion. This is how we win the spiritual battle essentially going on within ourselves, is by gaining an awareness, gaining an understanding, learning how to heal, release, integrate, and come back into and reprogram our own psyche, okay? So that we are not sort of like recording the things that happen to us and then, developing like a programming and a system of reactions based on that, but we are actually writing our own script, like programming our own algorithm in a way that is suiting the conscious direction that we wish to take our lives. And as a result of that, putting us in this place where we have a potential to really like activate our destiny and rise into this place of expression of our highest potential. And as a result of that, begin to really attract and mirror into our lives those things that are truly fulfilling to our heart and soul and make us feel like a real, genuine, authentic sense of purpose in this life and in this reality. This is sort of the collective transition that humanity is going through at this point in time as we are transitioning ages into the age of Aquarius. No, we're not fully in the age of Aquarius yet, but we are in a transitional process. This takes, the ages last for a couple of thousand years, and it doesn't happen overnight, but we are definitely being pulled right now into the frequencies of the Aquarian energy that is coming in, and we are exiting the Pisces paradigm. There's, and this activation that is coming up on the 31st, Uranus, ruler of the age of Aquarius, Mars, and the North Node, like this is pulling us even more in this direction. But these black moon issues, I feel like they've been so heavy over this past couple of months because we are in this time right now where we cannot go on operating in the darkness. Like we cannot go on being controlled by these subconscious programs that I was just talking about. Like it's time to crack our own codes. It's time to reprogram our own algorithms. And in order to do that, we need to shine the light into the shadows. And this past couple months, I feel like that has been a major aspect of what has been going on, especially with all this black moon being triggered. It may have been very intense, very emotional. We really may have been put in situations where we have been forced to face our fears and maybe like some really big, powerful, and intense and also transformative ways over this past couple of months. But the good news is, you guys, this is coming to an end. You know, we still have the black moon transiting Cancer, so we're still going to be dealing with this black moon energy a couple times a month when the moon goes into Cancer, when the moon goes into Capricorn, whenever the moon goes into the sign with the black moon or opposing the black moon, this is what can kick up and trigger and activate these black moon vibes. But we are, you know, it's definitely should be chilling out a little bit over the course, you know, now moving forward once we start our Leo new moon cycle. And you know, again, I just find it very ironic that we've been going through these 2 months basically of this black moon energy. And then for the very last day of this cycle, Venus and the black moon, both sides of the feminine coming together. And like I said, I talked a lot about this in my video from yesterday, so I'm not going to go into as much detail about it today, but Venus and the black moon together, this is sort of, I mean, Venus is what we love, Venus is what we desire, and Venus is sort of like what we want, you know what I mean? And when we have Venus coming into the conjunction with the black moon, this really gives us an opportunity to embrace these darker sides of ourselves, maybe these more toxic emotions. Like not only are we gaining an awareness of, but we are actually like sort of accepting, embracing, and maybe like loving ourselves through it today. And that is a really crucial part of actually what is needed to heal. So with Venus and the black moon coming together for the last day of this 2-month black moon process, I feel like this is sort of symbolizing an enhanced or increased ability to actually heal, resolve these black moon issues, integrate these black moon issues right now as a result of some type of like self-love or embrace of them, the awareness, and also an ability to embrace and accept and love ourselves through them at this point in time, which really also, you know, takes their power away as well. So very ironic to me that that is how this blueprint is written at this point in time, and that is how, you know, these things are playing out. And Venus and the black moon together, let's talk. I'm going to reiterate a couple of the things that I said from yesterday about this energy. I've already mentioned the emphasis on the feminine that is going on today because of Venus and the black moon together, also the moon in the sign of Cancer, the moon ruling the feminine, the sign of Cancer also ruling the feminine and the mother. But with this Venus black moon together, this is definitely also a more like wild primal type of energy, strongly sexual, strongly creative, strongly receptive, very, very strong intuition, very intensely powerful in our ability to sort of get what we want in this energy. And it is very empowering for the feminine across like the energetic planes generally. But it also does put an emphasis on the dark side of the feminine, and it also can expose to us some of the darker, more hidden things that may have been going on in our relationships, in our financial situations, or within our home or within our family. Because the black moon, this is, you know, shadow side, like things that go on in the dark, things that are unseen, things that are unnoticed, things that are happening behind closed doors, like things that not everybody has an awareness of. And then we're talking about Venus, love, money, like relationship dynamics, and in the sign of Cancer, the home and the family. So aside from the potential that this aspect has actually to be very healing along the lines of restoring like or integrating the divine feminine energy within us and allowing us to sort of accept and embrace, again, those darker aspects of ourselves, which is actually very healing and removes, you know, some of the power and the control that they have over us in our lives and our experiences, which is the shift that is needed. And I feel like, again, like what this black moon energy has been doing for us generally. However, there is also this other dimension of it, which is putting a highlight or an emphasis on the toxic sides of the feminine, distorted feminine energy. Again, so that we can gain this awareness so that it can be released, purged, purified, and healed, especially also today with Mercury in a trine to Chiron and the moon coming in opposition with Pluto and aspecting the nodes. Like, healing is very, very much so wrapped up into this, but we may be just gaining an awareness also not only of our own shadow side issues, but things that have been operating in the shadows in our own lives, in the realms of relationships, finances, and also like home, family, behind closed doors type of stuff. But Black Moon and Venus together, again, I said this yesterday, this is like that femme fatale energy, highly sexual, highly seductive, using femininity, charm, beauty, charisma, sex appeal to really like get what you want from people. It can be very self-serving energy. Also brings up, like I was sort of just mentioning, these themes of like forbidden or secretive or mysterious or hidden things going on in relationships, or temptations and stuff like that as well. This is also a very rebellious and pleasure-seeking energy. With the Black Moon and Venus together, people may really be sort of like rebelling against their duties, responsibilities, obligations, like anywhere we feel restricted or limited or held back from really like running wild and free sort of, and being able to express like that deep, authentic truth going on within us, trying to really like grasp onto something that makes us feel alive with this energy, Black Moon and Venus, as we have playing out today. And it also, sex for money, material possessions, like all that type of stuff, also represented, prostitution, stuff like that, also represented by Venus and the Black Moon together. But there is definitely a dimension, like I said, of neglecting duties of the home or the family, or like mothering in pursuit of pleasure and those things that really like light a fire under us and like make us feel alive today. And one way or another could be going on. So we really want to do our best, if we are feeling this need to sort of like let our inner wild thing roam free today, that is the energy. Like, that's sort of just what is happening. That's sort of just what is playing out. But we do want to be sure that we are not neglecting, the things and the people that we really need to care for and that depend on us in this energy, because that can also be a dynamic of this. But ultimately, you guys, I do feel like in our last day of this Black Moon cycle, like this conjunction is trying to help us gain an awareness of any distortion in our own feminine energy that may have been operating under the surface of things, and maybe like help us sort of like nip it in the bud, or figure out, love ourselves through it, accept it, and allow it to sort of like dissipate and disappear from our energy body, so that we can just be more purified. We're also talking today about a moon in Cancer forming an opposition to Pluto. So this is also a emotional purge, emotional transformation, regeneration, like very deep and powerful like power dynamics could be at play as well. There could be some transforming power dynamics in our lives that are also causing maybe a bit of upheaval. The moon's also going to be forming a trine to Neptune, so we may, intuition is sort of off the charts today. Black Moon and Venus together, moon in Cancer forming a trine to Neptune retrograde in the sign of Pisces. We can really look inwards today for some guidance. And again, especially with the emphasis of the Black Moon, maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we're actually having a desire to look at our darker issues today, that being that Venus and the Black Moon together, we may actually be embracing these aspects of ourselves, and maybe through a spiritual union, we are able to release some of these issues as well. We also have the moon forming a trine and a sextile to the north and the south nodes of the moon. The south node right now in the sign of Scorpio, the north node in Taurus. So another aspect or dimension of this energy today could be helping us to release ourselves, right, from some of this more toxic subconscious programming. South node in the sign of Scorpio. Some of this, these attachments maybe that had been a result of some karmic loops, or some of that subconscious programming that we've gotten ourselves in these loops or these cycles that we have come to the end of being able to function within at this point in time. And if we're going to continue to grow, and if we're going to continue to learn, if we're going to continue to evolve, we have to go in a new direction. We have to distance ourselves from the past, and we have to release ourselves from these attachments that may have been the like creation or the child of these subconscious, more negative or toxic or distorted feminine frequencies within us, or just our own shadow side issues that are being alleviated in this energy as well. So it's sort of all playing into each other today. I mean, we've got Black Moon, we've got Pluto, we've got South Node in Scorpio, like all of these things. I mean, Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio. Scorpio is very much, Pluto and Scorpio, very much sort of similar themes, vibes. And then the Black Moon also is along those lines. Like this is some underworld energy today that is sort of being unearthed for us and coming up so that we can flush it out and purify our vessels, purify our emotional body also, with the moon forming the opposition to Pluto. So, all of that type stuff. Wanted to re-mention some of the key features and attributes of the Venus Black Moon in a conjunction type of energy, but we do have a very activated Mercury today as well. Mercury and Chiron coming into the exact trine in fire signs. So we may also be talking out some of these issues, like some of these things that are coming up today. We might find ourselves either, first of all, learning how to heal with Chiron, wounded healer, teacher, master archetype, forming the trine to Mercury take. Chiron is also retrograde right now. So this is an internalized healing process that's going on, which is also being indicated by the Black Moon, Pluto, South Node. These are like deep internalized issues that we are working to release, clear, heal, purify ourselves from. And Chiron retrograde as well, forming the trine in the sky to Mercury. This is facilitating an opportunity for us to either like learn something, hear something, have a conversation about something that facilitates a healing process for us in one way or another, or it's just generally like the state of our mind in and of itself being at a point where it is assisting us in releasing whatever it is that we need to be releasing in this energy. So there's definitely, or like I said, like we're having a conversation about, like we're talking out our issues today, and that may actually be facilitating or assisting or helping us in the process of doing whatever needs to be done with these shadow side issues that we may be gaining an awareness of today. So overall, it's like we may be talking out some of our issues today, embracing, accepting, or working through integrating the darker sides of our nature and healing our mind and our heart. Also, Mercury right now is in the sign of Leo, you guys, which is ruling the heart, also ruling the inner child. There's a lot of inner child stuff that is also relevant based on the indications and the aspects going on in the chart today. We have Chiron in a trine to Mercury. Mercury rules children. Chiron also rules like the early childhood. And we also have Mercury in the sign of Leo, which is also ruling children. So Mercury in the sign of Leo is very much referencing symbolically children, childhood, and the trine to Chiron, early childhood. These shadow side issues that we could be dealing with today, this subconscious programming, this karma that we're clearing, this, perhaps like generational trauma that we are gaining an awareness of and coming to a point of release and transcendence out of, is probably in some ways today related to themes of childhood or themes of children, themes of like inner child, childhood, children, childhood wounding, childhood trauma. All of these type of things might be relevant in some way today in the context of whatever either we're finding out or we're seeing in ourselves or we're trying to work through or we're trying to talk through. That childhood trauma, early childhood experiences could somehow be wrapped up in whatever we got going on today because of Chiron, Mercury in the trine in the sign of Leo. And all of this also like subconscious energy coming up, because that is how we get this subconscious programming. That is how we acquire a lot of times these like Black Moon issues, is through like early childhood experiences, early childhood traumas that essentially like create these programs within the subconscious part of our brain and create these trauma responses that carry through sort of the duration of our lives until we can see them and gain an awareness of them and then go through this process of healing and release and coming back into control over our own experience. Because once we have that programming, once we are resonating to a certain vibration based on any type of wounding that we or trauma that we've experienced, it becomes very hard to unconsciously attract what we want in our lives, because we are at that point in time, like I said, sort of under the control of our own programming, sort of a puppet to our own subconscious puppet master that is recreating the experiences over and over and over again that led to the original trauma, you know, in different ways, different relationships, different people, different contexts. But a lot of times when you have that type of experience, you will notice that you kind of go through the same patterns throughout the course of your life, because that is the experience that you are aligned to. That is what you're resonating with. And until we can consciously change that, release and heal that through this awareness, it's very, very difficult to get ourselves out of these karmic loops. And a lot of times they're generational in nature as well. And as we are transitioning into this age of Aquarius, we can't take that stuff with us, you guys. And so we've got to figure it out. We've got to like see the root of it. We've got to get to the bottom of it. We've got to let it go so that we can fill ourselves, so we can shift our vibration in a way that allows us to attract what we do consciously want to experience. And that puts us in the state of self-mastery, which is the trajectory that we are headed as we are going into the age of Aquarius. So all of this today, I feel like, is relevant in terms of helping us understand the process that we are going through right now on sort of like a larger level, and where we are at in that process. But back to the moon today and everything going on. Moon in Cancer, making all these deep emotional aspects. The nodes, South Node in Scorpio, trining Neptune retrograde, opposition to Pluto retrograde, black moon energy also in effect, and Mercury in the trine to Chiron. There are also likely to be some deep, powerful, intense emotions. Obviously, this fits into everything that I've already been saying, but that are just rising from the depths today, so that, again, they can be what? Purged, released, cleared, healed. And this just generally might be a very intense and emotional day. Very transformative on some like really deep fundamental levels, and we may find ourselves letting go of some things today. And that's really the whole game plan, like especially as we're moving into this new moon in Leo tomorrow, and this really significant aspect that we have coming up on the 31st, Mars, Uranus, and the North Node together. This is pretty significant, you guys. This is pretty big, but you know, and we are heading towards that. And yeah, so just some deep, intense, powerful feelings today, things that have been hurting us or holding us back. These are likely to be the things that are sort of coming up today as well, and that we're letting go of, again, along the same lines of these shadow side issues that we may be gaining awareness of, or these subconscious issues that may be sort of coming to the forefront of things that we maybe are accepting and embracing and figuring out how we can work through, instead of sort of shoving back into the closet, slamming the door, and looking the other direction, pretending that we never saw that and it didn't exist. We are, you know, staring into our own darkness today in a lot of ways, but we are shining the light into it, and we are, you know, helping ourselves to go through this process of metamorphosis, essentially. But overall, you know, with everything in the context of it all, financial, relationship, family issues, could be the business today, financial relationship conflicts upsetting our happiness or joy also, or some type of wounding or healing process, of course, also being initiated today with Mercury in the aspect to Chiron. Also, there's a huge emphasis on money today with Mercury also making the aspect to Chiron. Chiron rules value, Venus rules money, value, finances, financial markets. Both of these planets being aspect today, there could just be some type of prominence going on financial markets, economies, resources, values, valuables, stuff like that. Generally, another thing that could be coming through today. Let's talk about the Sabian symbols for just a minute. First of all, the position of the sun today, 5 degrees of Leo. That Sabian symbol is rock formations at the edge of a precipice. So we may feel as though we're sort of standing on the edge, like teetering on the edge of something today, you guys, like maybe thinking about whether we should jump, maybe feeling like, oh God, maybe I'm about to just fall off this cliff right now and what will become of me? I don't know. But that is sort of, I feel like, also like a good metaphor for where we're at, maybe like in our transitional process right now. And with this aspect building, we may feel as though we're sort of standing on the edge of a precipice, sort of standing on the edge of something. We also have the Earth today at 5 degrees of Aquarius. That Sabian symbol is a council of ancestors, is seen implementing the efforts of a young leader. I feel like this is talking about breaking these karmic cycles with the support of our ancestors. I feel like this entire time right now, and whenever really we have the moon aspecting the South Node in Scorpio right now, also Pluto and the Black Moon active as well, I feel like all of these things are different aspects of this karmic clearing that is going on right now, of this transition out of these karmic cycles of the past paradigm, sort of this clearing the slates process that is helping us to come back into the truth of our authenticity and our organic potential, so that we can really like activate our destiny unencumbered by this negative subconscious programming that may have been sabotaging our efforts to achieve that alignment and really activate our destiny, come into their highest potential throughout the course of our lives so far. So we have the Earth at that degree as well. We also have Mercury today forming the trine to Chiron at 17 Leo, a volunteer church choir singing religious hymns. I feel like this is talking about the need to really sort of like align ourselves to our faith at this point in time, unattached to the outcomes of things. I feel like this is just talking about like ultimate surrender to faith, higher power, and the divine without the need to control an outcome as we go through these transitions, as we go through these shifts, this metamorphosis, this energy that is present right now and moving throughout the course of this next couple weeks. We also have Venus and the Black Moon conjoining at 12 degrees of Cancer. That Sabian symbol is a Chinese woman nursing a baby whose aura reveals him to be the reincarnation of a great teacher. So to me, in the context of this energy, I'm like, this is us rebirthing ourselves in alignment with our highest truth and our highest potential, with the wisdom of our ancestors, with the wisdom of all of our previous incarnations. Like, this is the rebirth, recreation process that we are going through right now as we are releasing ourselves from this past paradigm, these past karmic cycles, this past generational issues, and clearing our slates so that we can align with that authentic truth and potential to move forward in a way that is most conducive to our highest growth and activating our true destiny and what we came to do, our ability to be the great teacher of our own selves in this experience going forward, coming to this place of self-mastery collectively, the age of Aquarius that we are transitioning into right now. And then lastly, I want to read the positions of the North and the South Node today, since they will also be activated by the moon. Those Sabian symbols: 20 degrees of Taurus, 20 degrees of Scorpio, the North Node 20 Taurus, wisps of wing-like clouds streaming across the sky, and the South Node 20 Scorpio, a woman drawing aside two dark curtains that close the entrance to a sacred pathway. This nodal axis, this particular degree axis right now, 20 Taurus, 20 Scorpio, North Node 20 Taurus, South Node 20 Scorpio, I feel like is definitely talking about us gaining a higher conscious understanding of things that is dispelling illusions, sort of exposing secrets, opening the curtain to us, and showing us the path ahead that may have been shrouded in mystery or confusion or illusion or subconscious fear before. But since we are gaining an awareness of that, we are transcending out of that, we are going through this internal metamorphosis. It's like what has been closed to us is now being opened and the path forward is being revealed. So I feel like that's sort of playing into the message of things that we have going on today as well. So that is what I have to say, you guys, in terms of the astrology as it is written in the stars today. Let's talk about the tarot cards for a second that came out in conjunction or correspondence with our astrology today. This is kind of a different reading that we got coming up, but let's look at it. The first card that we got coming up was the Hierophant. We just had this card coming out the other day, and this is talking about, first of all, a higher power. This could be talking about the need to be guided by a higher power, or the need to adhere to our own higher power in the midst of perhaps some confusing choices or some confusing options, or not knowing what way to go, or not knowing what to believe, or not knowing what to choose. This could be talking about us really needing to stay true to our intuition, to our faith, and to a higher power that we, are feeling aligned with internally, and that is helping us to navigate and make some choices and decisions. And then we got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is talking about releasing something. This is talking about coming to a point of being able to let something go and to move on from something. And I feel like the card that we had on the back of the deck was the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And then again, we had the High Priestess underneath that. And I feel like this is talking about letting go of fears or worries or insecurities or doubts in regards to finances, in regards to the financial state of things. And again, like being guided by that higher power that we are sort of adhering to. But on another hand, this could also be talking about some type of establishment or some type of hierarchy of power or some type of like elite or priesthood class, like long-standing orders of power that are in a point, like in a period of time right now where they're sort of like dissolving, or the financial component of things may be a bit unstable or unsteady, or we may be releasing the hold or the authority that they had over us based on financial reasons in one way or another. And it may be causing some confusion or some fear or some uncertainty about the process. But again, this is talking about a need to sort of follow our intuition. On both sides of this, we have the Hierophant and we have the High Priestess. That's the holy man and like the holy woman straddling this spread today. And then, the Seven of Cups. This is about choices, but it's like, some of them are good choices and might lead to good outcomes, and some of them are not so good choices and sort of like, being up in the air a little bit, maybe about like what to do. And then, but this is talking about a need to let go of fears or of any type of financial instability or a lack of commitment as well to our own intuition is another way that this could be represented. It's like this also, what this could be saying is like, we need to adhere to this higher power in the face of any of these, choices that we feel like we need to make right now, or things that may be a little bit out of our control or might seem a little bit like blurry or uncertain. And we need to release ourselves from maybe any like long-term commitments that we have been depending on, because there's no longer like solid stability in them for one reason or another. And then it comes back to the High Priestess, and then it comes back to either because of some type of mystery or some type of fear or some type of secret that's been being kept from us, or like in alignment with our intuitive understanding, like our intuitive calling, our intuitive knowledge. And this is also the Hierophant can also be a card of like polarities and choices and decisions because of the symbolism on the card. So a little bit less like straightforward message. This could go a few different ways, but I mean, generally the themes, what we're talking about, it's like this intuition, this higher power, this perhaps like plethora of choices or options, maybe not knowing what to choose, but the need to surrender either like a commitment, a long-term commitment that is no longer working, or just like a dependence on like a financial situation that is not in our best interests or something anymore either. So that's what I got to say for the tarot today, you guys. I hope that makes sense to some of you guys out there in the context of what you're navigating. Let us now do a synchronicity card, and then we will be on our way. So this is just going to be a little message from God and Spirit, a little piece of advice to guide us as we are navigating the energy today. These cards are by Janice Shellman. They are called synchronicity cards, and they have a tendency of being very, very on point in the context of whatever energy is unfolding. And we just got 2 cards. One of these cards I believe we just got yesterday, Root Out Negativity. I'm pretty sure this is the card that came out yesterday. And then the other card that we got is Drink of Inspiration. I've never received this card out of the Synchronicity deck before. So we have a new one today, followed by the same card that we got yesterday. So let's read that one first, Root Out Negativity. Wait, no, this isn't the one from yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday that we got this card. Root Out Negativity. Root out, pull down, destroy, Jeremiah 1:10. You must root out, pull down, and destroy all of your negative attitudes, false beliefs, erroneous opinions, and ill will of every kind. You must completely alter the way you do things in your home and business. Do everything from a standpoint of the law of love and divine harmony. You will experience an enormous change in all phases of your life, and you will meet all problems with faith in God, and you will overcome. Which, again, this is what I was talking about these black moon issues that are coming up, and our ability right now to sort of transcend out of maybe some of this subconscious negative programming that we've been dealing with. The next card says, drink of inspiration. As cold water to a weary soul, so is good news from a far country. Proverbs 25:25. You thirst spiritually when you lack joy, peace, inspiration, and confidence. Claim the living waters of the Almighty flow through you as wisdom, truth, and beauty, and as joy, harmony, power, and love. Accept this all as your own, and you will draw from your spiritual waters all you need to give sustenance to your soul. So I feel like these two things are really like fitting hand in hand together. It's sort of like the black moon and Venus, you know what I mean? It's like we need to root out this negativity, and then in place of that, we need to drink of inspiration of God, universe, and the divine. So really beautiful message from the synchronicity cards today, yet again in combination with the astrology that is coming out. So you guys, that is what I have from the stars. That is what I have from the cards. That is what I have to say today. I hope that you guys liked it. I hope I was able to provide something for you that can give you just a little bit of whatever you may need as you are navigating your journey today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think that they would be interested and like this kind of thing too. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love your comments. I love hearing what you have to say. I love your feedback. I appreciate each and every one of you so, so much. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other social media stuff. Those are in my description box below. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We got a couple big days of videos coming up. We're going to have our new moon in Leo tomorrow, followed by the video on Uranus, North Node, Mars, conjunction, pow, pow, pow. It's all coming at us. And so these next two will be big ones. You don't want to miss them. I'll be here. You should be here too. Wishing everybody a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.